What's going on, guys? Brighton Anthony here. You guys are watching the first storm chasing vlog of 2025. It is Wednesday, June 18th, around 7:30 in the morning here, and we are expecting some pretty decent storms in southeast Michigan later on this afternoon into the evening. Looks like everything's going to be on the table, including wind and tornadoes. And guys, today we are going to try to chase some of this stuff. So let's take a look. Let's come over here real quick. Let's see what kind of storms we're going to have. Look at this. Do you guys realize how freaking awesome this is? We have an enhanced risk of severe weather here that goes across the Ohio Valley, extends into where I am in southeast Michigan here. Everything's going to be on the table. We're talking about wind, tornadoes, and hail. This tornado looks pretty elevated for where I am. So we're just going to kind of cruise around the area and, see if we can find. Probably ain't going to be tornadoes, but you never know. Now, guys, you know me. I was looking at the models this morning, as I do, because I wanted to make sure we were driving to the right spot later on this evening. And gotta be honest, they weren't looking all that great. We don't have a lot of wind shear in place that it looked like we might have. We don't have extreme amounts of instability or anything like that. But it's marginal. And as far as some of the models we're showing, we're gonna get some pretty good storms still. So I'm feeling pretty confident we're gonna see at least, a bolt of thunder or two. So yeah, I've been looking through a lot of them this morning. This is kind of one of the newer runs for 7 p.m. this evening. I'm thinking if we get to the Brighton area around 6 p.m., probably around 5 p.m., we should be able to see some stuff coming in. Probably going to get a decently organized line, maybe a few cells out ahead of it. But as we pull a sounding from kind of that environment around, you guys can see, it's not the best we've had. Thermodynamics are all right. We got some mid-60s dew points. We got a little bit of a, some decent cape right there, but it ain't great. Pretty straight hodograph, pretty weak hodograph too. That's a marginal severe sounding right there. That doesn't mean we're not going to get storms. We're still gonna keep our eyes peeled, but this is honestly, as of right now, one of the more intense looking models, and that says something. So yeah, this could be a classic Michigan bust. Nothing may happen, but something may happen. So we're going to look later at the models to see what's going to happen. We got about 10 hours before I got a stage for my target area. I'm thinking right now it's going to be Brighton. It's about 25, 30 minutes away, but that could change a little bit later. Right now I'm going to pregame. I got 10 hours. I'm going to eat. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to check the models, the SPC outlook later, and I'm going to get back to you guys. You know what, guys? I lied since it isn't even 8 a.m. yet. It's kind of a vibe. We're going to go to Tim Hortons instead, so I'm going to show you guys the true storm-chasing pregame meal.
Kiss me one more time. Mama vacate for a month. Rude boy, take their face off.
Boys, it's friggin' busy here in the morning. I feel weird as can be doing this, but I'm going to record my order here.
Hi, what can I get for you?
Hello, can I get a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit? Yeah, and then can I get a large coffee with 2 creams and 3 sugars?
Alright.
And then can I get a chocolate chip donut, and that'll be all?
Chocolate chip donut?
I feel like a TikToker after doing that BS. I feel like I gotta cleanse my soul or something. Anyways, the food was really good, so we're on our way home now.
My Draco clip stay fully loaded. I keep one off in the head. Big shots to the done daughter. Still on answer to the fed.
All right, so it's around 11:30 a.m. now in Wixom, and check this out up here. So as you guys can see, it is really cloudy here. I don't know how much the camera's picking it up, but there are some dark clouds, and it's been on and off rain for the last little bit. So as muggy as it is, this stuff needs to clear out of here. We need to get a little bit of sun. That's how we're gonna keep the instability to see some big storms later. So that being said, the next SPC outlook comes out in around an hour. So when that does happen, I'm going to take a look at it. I'm going to do a little bit more forecasting, and I'm going to see where we're going to end up this evening. Also, I got 2 NOAA radios here. I got to get one of them working for the car later on today. Neither of them are working at the moment. I would love to get this one up and running, but it's been down for a while, and I think it's cooked. So this one we kind of need to get going, though. I think it just needs some batteries, and then should be set. Never mind, this thing didn't even need batteries. We got this thing up and running good. Check this out.
Airport. It was partly sunny with a temperature of 80.
Now I can get warnings and alerts when we're on the road. See Mish Meteorology, baby. All right, so this is the initial round here. This one is not supposed to be severe, but now I'm a little bit behind to it. I'm going to try to head out and go into downtown Wixom so we can get a view of these strong storms coming in. There are some special weather statements with this. Again, this is not the main round. The severe storms are expected this evening. It's only 12:06 in the afternoon right now, so let's go get it. All right, guys, we're on our way westbound Loon Lake Road into downtown Wixom. We're going to get some strong thunderstorms here coming in from Washtenaw County into Livingston, the Ann Arbor area moving in now. What I'm thinking is this could kill a lot of the instability for the main event later on in the evening, so I'm a little bit worried about that, but, you know, we'll see what happens. The radio died, needs some batteries in it. We're going to try to fix that for the main event later on this evening. We are barely going to get in front of this first storm. They're moving quick. To be honest, it caught me kind of off guard because I thought there'd be a few showers earlier in the day and then the main stuff later. The fact that this is bigger than it was supposed to be for this first round is actually, it's probably going to deplete a lot of the severe weather later on in the evening, and that's typical for Michigan, so we'll see what happens. I'm really frustrated because had I got on this a little bit earlier, I probably would have got a little bit better footage. You guys can kind of see the front of this storm here. We are southbound on Wixom Road going into downtown Wixom. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna meet it like right at the front, so we'll see what happens here. I do got a second recorder with me now, but he's a little shy. He don't want to show his face, so I'm sitting right now at the red light. I really don't understand how the light will still be red, and even when it is still red, people will pull up further past the stop line. I can't really understand that, to be honest. It is dark AF behind us, boys. Straight ahead, nothing. Behind us, dark as can be. We are turning into a parking lot now in downtown Wixom. Come on, Brody, what are you doing? There we go. Okay, see, I don't like that spot. I like this spot up here because we can get a better view. We are in downtown Wixom, right by Volare. This is looking freaking beautiful, boys. Looking southward through Wixom. What the hell? Also, random side note, they do live music over here on Thursdays. And actually, let's go over here real quick. This could also serve as a pretty good spot to hide. I guess not, it's a pretty narrow wall. You can kind of hide away from the storm here, get some pictures out here over the Volare. Boys, it's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. We're gonna sit here for a minute and just let this come through. Winds to about 40 miles an hour coming in from the Ann Arbor area. Let's see here. I'm gonna flip this around so you guys can kind of see what's going on. So as you can see, it's raining a little bit. But as we step out here, you can tell even more that it's raining, but you also get a better picture of that cloud. Look at that right there. The camera probably isn't picking it up too well. And hopefully this isn't the most of it because we want to see some good storms later today. But again, it's only around 12:30 right now. The wipers are going a lot faster now. Oh my goodness, Valentine. All right, guys, we're heading back now. Right over there was where that lightning strike was. I don't know if you guys can see that light pole in that camera, but it was right over there. Whoa, hold up. Look how bad that sign's slaying right there. Man, held in motion as soon as I held the camera up. It's basically just rain though. Not too big of a deal, but it's raining pretty hard. The road is already covered in rain. I'm about to lose my mind because every single time I do turn the camera off, we get a pretty good lightning strike. So that's the situation today. All right, I got my wipers on max blast here. I can barely see anything. We're turning off of Wixom Road onto Potter Road, and we're gonna try our best to get the shortest way home possible because I was about to pull off and just ride this thing out because it's getting pretty hard to see out here. All right, so we're back. It's 12:43 in the afternoon now, and I'll just be completely honest and upfront with you guys. I'm not too sure we're gonna get severe weather now after what just happened later in the evening because check this out, guys. It has been absolutely pouring for a while now. You can actually see, if you look down there, the water just getting carried across the street on the drain pipes there. I mean, just a ton of rain coming down. And a problem like this is a common one in Southeast Michigan. The biggest issue with it is when you have all the rain earlier on in the day, it kills all the instability in the area. And it makes it really difficult for some big storms to initiate later on in the day. So now I can see why the soundings this morning look so poor. It absolutely makes sense why the models didn't look good now. But, you know, we'll still see. There still is a chance for severe weather later on this afternoon into the evening. We're just going to have to play it by ear and see what happens and determine whether or not we're going to go back out. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect. We're going to take a look at it right here. All right, time is 4:12 p.m. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for our area here in southern Michigan. I'm not going to lie, after those storms came in a little bit earlier today, I was a little bit worried that all the instability would be gone, but it did get sunny for a little while, which is kind of like the calm before the storm. So I think that it may have regained some instability. I think we're still going to get some good storms here this evening. So with that being said, I do want to head out early so I can find a staging area for you guys. Talk to you later. Hanging on to me like a cross on a rear view does. The rise of blue. All right, we are set up at the Brighton shopping center. We tried our best to find somewhere we can kind of look off to the north and to the west. So I'm gonna show you guys over here. Did I mention it's 5:36 p.m. right now here in Brighton, Michigan now. The storms are located near the Coldwater area, so we can get a decent view of what's going on kind of over the Xfinity building. Again, this is the Brighton shopping center. So we're gonna kind of keep an eye on what's going on. There is, by the way, a tornado warning on the front of this line right now near the Coldwater area as we speak. So we're gonna be watching this pretty closely. Storms are moving at about 70 miles an hour. The storm chaser did report a rotating wall cloud, I believe, with this storm too. It's located kind of over the Howell area when that report was made.
Winds 5 to 10
I'm in the back of the whip. I'm trying to show you guys the radar, but I can't. Probably because of the Wi-Fi or something, but I can't show you guys what's going on. You know what? Because it won't show it, I'm just going to draw it out for you guys. This is kind of what the line looks like right now. It's kind of in this general vicinity right here, moving into the northeast. And for reference sake, we are kind of like right here in this dot area. So that is what we are dealing with at the moment. All right, we got our first score of the day. I know you can see behind me here, we may potentially have a rotating wall cloud. There are a lot of storm chasers headed up towards that area, just east of Howell here. That's north on the freeway. Unfortunately, we're a little late to it. We can't make it that far north in time, but that is definitely a pretty good looking storm right there. Possibly a rotating wall cloud. Definitely looking like a supercell thunderstorm up to the north. Look at that. That's a good looking storm right there. Unfortunately, because the radar isn't working on my computer, I can't show you guys what that looks like on the radar, but that is definitely a supercell up there. All right, we're headed back to the Barnes & Noble parking lot right now where we were initially staged at. I'm really disappointed we couldn't move a little bit further north because we could have maybe seen, you know, some deeper rotation. There are storm spotters that are going up there right now to check to see if there is rotation, if they can spot a tornado. There's no tornado warning right now or anything like that, but these are the kind of storms that do it. So that's one of the first few supercells I've seen. Got the chasing car ready to go. This is just absolutely beautiful. The event hasn't even started yet, and you can see, just look at the structure on this storm right here. Absolutely insane. So again, this is kind of looking more off to the northeast now. This is kind of headed towards Milford, Michigan now. We're just simply too far away to try to get ahead of this thing, and I'm really disappointed about that because if we could get in that area of rotation, we could probably see some pretty cool stuff happening. It's kind of nice about our staging area is you can look off to the north, off to the west, and you got this big water tower right here. Like this nice open area. So we can see everything's going to be coming from the west over here, so we get kind of a nice view of it. All right, guys, we're taking a gamble, but I think if we, it's about 15 minutes from here. I think if we drop south a little bit, we can see these squall line come in over a lake. Okay, we are currently US 23 south towards Ann Arbor, off of Brighton and Green Oak Township here. We are headed towards Orr Lake in Hamburg Township, and we're gonna see if we can get a better view of the squall line over the lake. All right, guys, so we're at the lake, but we have a major problem. This is behind me. The issue is, this is north behind me. The storms are coming from over here. So it makes absolutely no sense that we're here because we can't see them over the lake because they're not coming from the north. So we have a different idea. So guys, now even quicker than we came here, we are going to try to go to Legacy Center, the sports complex over between Hamburg and Brighton. Nice open parking lot there. We think we can see some good stuff. We saw some cool clouds coming in here. All right, guys, turns out Legacy Center here in Brighton was the perfect staging area. Take a look at this. Beautiful severe thunderstorm coming in. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-an-hour winds. It says it should be around the Brighton area in about 30 minutes. It's 7:45 p.m. right now. We'll likely come in a little bit earlier than that, though. As far as structure's concerned, that's about the best we can get right there. We're in a pretty solid staging area. So we're just gonna sit here for a little bit and see what happens. Look at that, guys. That's cool. All right, so I know we've been moving around a lot, but we are about to head back up to the Brighton area out of Legacy Center because the spot that we're currently at, it's okay, but I think there's going to be more wind over the Brighton area. So we're going to try to get into more of that action. And I really wish we made it up to Howell, a little bit further to the northwest, because we would have had a second chance of maybe seeing a tornado, but we didn't do that. So now we're trying to race against this storm. It's closing in on us fast. We're going to try to get to Brighton. All right, guys, so I don't know if you can see behind me here. We're going to call it a wrap here. We're at the Walmart in South Lyon, New Hudson area. We're going to call it a wrap. We tried to go to the Brighton area, and it was still, it looked pretty cool up there, but then we saw there was a tornado warning near the Howell area. We should have went up to Howell. There was 2 chances to possibly see, at the very least, some rotation, but maybe a tornado. But we couldn't get up there in time, and we figured if anything, it was just going to be driving in bad weather, and we couldn't, get up and see anything. So we ended up just booking it east. Not much more to see from this point forward, so it's kind of going to be a wrap. I'm thinking at this point, the stuff that does come in from my west here, just going to be heavy rain and maybe some gusty winds. So anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Braden Anthony, I'll catch you on the next one.